So, what's in my camera bag? This is like one of the #1 questions you get asked when you're a professional who makes videos for a living and you put stuff on YouTube too. What do you actually have? What is the gear you use, Nick? Well, to explain that, I think I need to take you on a trip with me. Let's grab my camera bag right here and head to Germany.
Most of the what's in my camera bag videos that I see people doing, one of the big gripes I have with them is they always do them in their like studios at home or something like that, or in their garage in a perfectly kitted out studio, and then they pull all this stuff out of it that looks really perfectly packed. And it kind of feels disingenuous. I don't quite believe it. It's like the best possible glossed over version of what they put in their camera bag, what they think they're gonna need on a trip, not necessarily what they're actually taking to shoot. For me to really believe it, I want to see the stuff in the field in action. One of the reasons I wanted to get out in the field and show you what I was doing and show you what I was working on for a what's in my camera bag video is because I think it's contextual. It's different every time depending on no matter what it is you're shooting, even where you're going. So that's part of what I'm going to do while I'm here in Germany, show you this stuff as I've packed it in action. And you know what? The different days I'm here, it's going to change what I'm putting in there and when I'm leaving this hotel room, because I'm doing different things. I've got like rain covers in my bag for like going around town here in Germany later on and tomorrow, just in case I need them. There's all sorts of things that change everywhere you go. Like even if you're just doing YouTube, even if you're doing YouTube or Reels or whatever it might be, I think it's really important to like be mindful of when people do what's in their camera bag videos, it's really contextual to them. And just because somebody has that equipment, you don't necessarily need it. That's my thinking anyway. It's always very specific to what it is you're doing. For the next 2 days, I'm going to be shooting in a studio with clients doing food photography and product photography. So I'm going to be taking a certain sort of mix of these. Happily, they've got studio lighting in there. If this looks small for a photo shoot, that is because, a photo and video shoot, I should say, that is because they've got some lighting in there already. So I didn't need to bring much of that. I brought my own little light just in case and for anything I do on location on the go. Then I'm going to be doing some stuff for YouTube in and around Wuppertal because it looks really cool. So there's going to be a couple of different use cases for what's in this camera bag, and it's going to switch up a little bit. I'm going to try and get some stuff in Düsseldorf as well. Having said that, by the time I get there, everything's going to be packed in there again as I show it to you right now. But look, let's check it out. This is what I've got for my 3.5 days in Germany. One of the things you'll notice, I'm fresh off a flight. I basically not unpacked anything, except for some of the stuff that's up here in like the loft section. You see this divider, I just like having it there because it's got the skull on it and I really dig that logo. Yes, that is one of the reasons I got this bag, because I really like Peter McKinnon's logo. I have my Tamron 16 to 28 wide zoom. A lot of the stuff I'm going to be doing is going to be quite wide. I've got my Sony a7 IV with a 50mm 7 Artisans 1.8 prime. That's really more for my own personal photography. I've got a Sony 24 to 70. Then I've got some batteries for monitors and lights. I have a monitor bagged up here. I've got a little tripod to put that on. I've got a little mini tabletop dolly. Whoop, there it is. I've had the Osmo Pocket 3 on that as well. I've also managed with smaller lenses to put my Sony a7 IV on it too. And it's just, it charges by USB-C, it whacks onto a table and it just goes back and forward and turns left and right and does little circles and things. There's a little remote control. I hope I backed that. And up here, I've got a whole bunch of cables, cloths, memory cards, hard drive, I should probably take better care of. So what was that? Cables, cleaning cloths, memory cards, more memory cards. I've got business cards, adapters for stuff, and clips, and tripod plates, and there's the remote control. I'm glad I found that. A spare audio cable, another lens cloth. I have a long USB-C extension right here so I can run off power, because I think that's really useful. I've got my little dolly, as I said, right there. Let's come right on over. This is my monitor. It's got Velcro on the outside of it, which always sticks to the inside of this bag. So that's why I keep it in this little plastic food container, but that's my monitor. HDMI cable. I've got some little mounts in there for lights and phones. I've got a little LED panel. The studio So the studio I'm going to be shooting in does come equipped with lights, but obviously I'm going to be doing some location stuff, going around, so I don't know where I might need this. So I've got two big batteries that you saw in there that I can power this from and the monitor from as well. But also because I think the studio lighting is overhead and sort of fairly fixed, I don't think any of it's on tripods. I can change directions, but I can't maybe move it where I need to. So this is going to be a little like fill light that I can fill in things and sort of add little like highlights to things if I need to as well. So just a useful little thing. This is an Aperture Amaran F1. I think it's a few years old now. I'm pretty sure they've replaced these, but there's that light again. I love lamp. And also because, you know, I don't know what I'm going to run into. I've got a little light stand for that light as well. This is also really useful if I'm using the Pocket 3 to like film me and I don't want a whole tripod set up. This is a little bit quicker to pop up. I've got a little sort of ball head on that as well. I find that very useful for lights and the Pocket 3. Then I have a nothing fancy, a little K&F concept travel tripod. I'll show you that in the field tomorrow. And this is my wonderful hotel room and the mess I've created already. Come see. This was meant to be a 4-star hotel. Does this look 4-star to you? Let me know in the comments what you think. So I've got these like, I thought I got a double bed, but it's twin beds, but I don't care that much. I'm not a huge person. I've got this little bathroom right here. Oh, that's quite nicely lit, isn't it? Probably a bit of echo in here. That's why I'm speaking a bit lower. Hopefully the mic is adjusting to that nicely. Yeah, it's interesting. And you know what? You know what the other thing that really sort of weirded me out with this is? I thought, ooh, refreshment station. What's normally under the refreshment station, guys? What do they normally have under the refreshment station? Well, what I did not find is a mini fridge. I was expecting a mini fridge in there, you know, so I can keep water cool and stuff like that. It's been like 22 degrees today. So like I thought I'd have some nice cold water in there, but nope, look, at least they give me a free one up here, free water. A lot of hotels don't even do that nowadays. Look, I can't complain. It's nice and comfy and it's clean as well, but you know, client's paying for it, I guess. All right. Let's head to the location now. Tomorrow for you, for me. Tomorrow for me, now for you. Good morning. So it's early the next morning, and one of the things that like I didn't talk about, but it's so important because I'm really feeling it this morning, is from lugging this thing around on my back for like huge amounts of time yesterday. Not just like flying, going through airports, getting to hotel last night as well, but then also like trekking across London with all this stuff to get to the airport. My back is killing me, like my lower back, it really hurts. And this is like a massive thing with these backpacks that sort of you don't think about when you're looking at these fancy backpacks with cool features and look cool and things. I love this pack, but I seriously need to get something with wheels. Peter McKinnon, please put out something with wheels on it. Like, dude's close to 40 as well. Like, I'm sure he is, you know, at that stage where he can't lug stuff around. I used to be able to run around with backpacks like all day, packed full of stuff, no problems. But like hitting the age I'm at right now, it's painful. In most shoots, you kind of like, you carry it, it goes down a bit. A typical day out, like when you're vlogging or when you're like shooting on the go, I guess, you're not planning to go to a studio or packing for a few days. Fair enough. Again, you're probably not carrying this amount of stuff in there. And if I was going to a proper shoot in the UK, I'd have a hard case that's on wheels with me. But I would love like a carry-on sized softer case. I don't like carrying like Pelican cases and stuff on planes, because even if you get like I've got a Namek case, which is close to a Pelican case, but the problem with those is like, even if you got the carry-on size ones, like, you are the first person on a busy flight, even with the carry-on size one, that if you've got it, like, your shit goes in the hold as soon as it gets busy. And that was exactly what was happening on my flight yesterday. Like, they were like taking all people's carry-on stuff and like going, we're gonna put this in the hold, because all the overhead bins were full and things like that. Anyone who had something that was slightly large in the hold. With this, I can get away with it. Like, you know, I can, at a pinch, this is what I did yesterday, I shoved it under the seat in front of me, because, you know, the actual like bag I'm carrying with my clothes is smaller than this. Don't like having this out of reach or like, you know, halfway down a cabin away from me. So the weight the wait is a massive thing. I'm really feeling it, and I'm kind of concerned, even with like, I've got half hour to get to the studio we're going to today. I'm kind of a bit worried for my back, but see how it goes. Wandering around in these cities when you're traveling for work, I think one of the things that you often find is that you get this tiny little snapshot of what a place is like. Some cities I kind of get there and I'm like, I want to move there. Others I'm like, not so much. This is one of those ones, you know, it's okay, it's nice. It's a very typical German city. I really love the monorail thing. I could stare at that and ride that all day. But it's, yeah, it's an interesting one, this one. I've been approached by so many like homeless people, drugged out looking people, so that's an interesting one. But anyway, it's cool, it's nice, it's got a little vibe. I like that they've got their suspended train thing. I really dig that, it's cool. It's like a ride in the middle of town. Anyway, still looking for coffee. Every time I do these little trips, I'm always kind of looking for time to actually get out and see the city. And I guess this is one of those times where I just tried to get out and have a wander this morning while I'm finding a cup of coffee. And look, it's turned out quite well. Not gonna say the coffee's a 10 out of 10. All right. Please don't judge. So look, on my search for coffee, I went to like 3 different places. First coffee that you saw me walking down the street with, it was like, it was caffeine. It woke me up a little bit, but like I ended up drinking like half of it, and like it was just so bitter tasting. I went somewhere else and took one sip and chucked it out. And then, I don't know, I walked past one of these and it's right round the corner from my hotel. And I thought, fuck it, I'll give them a shot. And like, it's not the best coffee I've ever had, but like, it's better than 2 of the other sort of specialty cafes that I went to. So I'm drinking Starbucks. I managed to get a couple of street photography shots on my journey. We'll get a street photography shot of this. Here we go. It's not street photography. Hotel room photography. Oh, I quite like that. Open the curtain. Dun, dun, dun. Vloggington Manor, what am I talking about? That is actually not a great view out the window, but, or the dynamic range in that shot is going to make that really blown out, but it looks cool. I was inspired. It's always good to try and take the shot instead of not taking it and regretting things. I like that light much better. I wish I'd recorded this whole thing with that open. Let's head to the studio. So much fun. Hey, how's it going? Real quick interruption. If you're enjoying this video, and it probably means you like video stuff and you like the arts and you like being creative and you're into the same things as me. And if that is the case, then check out my newsletter. There's actually a page you can visit to read some of the old issues, so you don't have to just take it from me, that there's valuable stuff in there. But I cover all this cool stuff that's happening in the world that I'm not necessarily always going to make videos about. So it might be the cool exhibitions that are on and that are touring. For example, the Tim Burton exhibition, which was like life-changing for me and tours the entire world, as well as just being here in London. I talk about things like cool software updates, camera releases, and those sort of stuff as well. And I just give my spin on that sort of stuff. So look, I think it's really valuable stuff that helps people like me who are creatives, who, you know, create stuff either for a living or just for fun. And the people who've been receiving it seem to really like it so far and have told me I should share it with more people and actually talk about it. So guys, thanks so much for encouraging me. I'm going to keep sending those out. Check the link below out to like preview some of the old issues and then sign up and get some more in your inbox. Anyway, take care. Let's head back to Germany in that shoot. So here I am, I'm actually in the studio that I've been shooting in. You can see all the chaos here behind me. Oh, let me get under that light, that's really good. So I've got my camera set up here. I'll jump over here and I've got this thing, which is the Thermomix. And I've been shooting with this the last couple of days. Now, I'm not a product photographer and I really don't do sort of product stuff, although I enjoy doing it. And I'll post some of the results on my feed because I've actually got permission from the clients I'm working with to shoot this and to then shoot a little bit of the product. It's so much fun. One of the things I do love is food and cooking, and I think I talk about food and cooking a lot on this channel. So here we go. This is what I've been working with the last couple of days. It's day 2 of the shoot. I kind of had to skip a little bit of this on day 1 because it was intense. It was really busy capturing stills, capturing videos, all sorts of things. What we've been doing is guides on how to shoot this thing for the people who will actually be selling it out in the field. There's a whole lot more to it. We've been writing a guide with this client for quite a long time, for quite a few months. But I honestly, not because I'm working for these guys, but I've spent like several days with this. This is the brand new, it's the Thermomix TM7. They've only like just come out and people have been pre-ordering them for months and deliveries are all going out at the moment. So it's like a crazy time for these guys. But having shot with this thing through a few days and like really delved into how it works and what it does and seen a bunch of these people who were like the force of advisors who go out and sell these things in the field, I really want one. It's so cool. It's got like this whole like iPad thing built into it, this whole like menu system. I'm gonna spin this around and show you really briefly. There's this whole menu system with like all these recipes and it takes you through all these recipes. And like at a glance, what I thought when I first saw it, well, it's just a great big blender, what's the point? But it's so much more than that, and that's really exciting. It like heats things up and cooks for you at the same time. I'm sort of the primary person in my family who does most of the cooking, so this would just be, it's so cool. And it slices and blends and does heat stuff and does all sorts of crazy things. So you actually like cook inside it. And like if you're gonna make a cake, you still gotta bung that in the oven and stuff like that. But oh, I am so sold on this thing, seriously. And it's not just because I'm working on a project for the people who make it. Like, I love food gadgets. So what I've been doing, like you saw everything I've got packed away into my bag last night. This is my setup. I've got the Sony a7 IV on a tripod right here, where I've been shooting today a little video snippet. So I've got my little sort of field monitor here, so I can see really precisely what's going on the screen up there. A lot of the time what I've been doing, I'm going to give you the POV of what it might look like for the phone I'm kind of working with. So I've got the camera set up here, and imagine you're the phone that I'm doing a demonstration on. I've been doing that. So I've got this monitor over here, so I can sort of, whoop, come on Osmo, it's tracking me, and it won't let me. Here we go. I've got this monitor over here, and what it does is it allows me to see exactly what I'm doing. And I've got a little polarizing filter here. Let's try this. This is actually a really good test for anybody who's into the Osmo Pocket 3. I've got this little polarizing filter on it. And you see I turn that, and what it's done is it adjusts the amount of glare and reflection on things. Interestingly enough, like I am either seeing this monitor here or the screen on the Thermomix, but not both. Obviously being backlit isn't that great, but it's a really useful thing to have if you're going to be filming anything with like reflective surfaces, all of that. So I definitely recommend it. I'll put a link in the comments. It's the KNF Concept circular polarizing filter, just like you get on a larger camera. I've also got one of those on here today because I've been filming a lot with these screens. But it's a lot of fun. Anyway, look, this video wasn't all about Thermomixes. It was a lot to do about, however, the gear that's in bags and what I bring along to a shoot with me. I showed you again in my bag, but didn't really show you what it did. This little dolly thing. And actually what I've been doing is mounting my Osmo Pocket 3 on that to do orbiting shots. You've already seen what's in my bag. There's my faithful, my trusty Peter McKinnon backpack on the ground right here in all sorts of disarray because I've been shooting with it for 2 days. And yeah, it's been fun. I'm actually going to miss shooting in this space. I'd love a space like this. So doing all that what's in my camera bag stuff, and suddenly I realized I was packing stuff away. One of the coolest things I've got in my camera bag, like one of the best accessories that I bought over the last few years. It's not even a camera accessory at all. This comes in a variety of different plugs. I've got this European plug here. This is off Amazon. It was like insanely cheap. It was £15, so I was a little bit skeptical. And this might seem like such a unimportant thing, but it's so important when you're traveling. So it's got a European plug, yeah, and it's got 2 British plugs on here. So I imagine they do this for your, it's a huge extension thing. And then this power brick here has 2 standard British plugs. But wait, that's not all. It has an extendable USB-C, which I think that is so cool. Then USB-C and 2 USB-A's. And it is so helpful. It replaces so many adapters and plugs and things like that. What's more as well, it seems to charge absolutely everything at full speed as well. Like my phone, my watch, everything all plugged in together. I was really, really impressed with it. Like it charges everything really quickly. It handles the load of absolutely everything. The only downside, if I had to have one, is I did try plugging that into my MacBook to see if it would charge it. Unfortunately, it didn't. Likewise, because the MagSafe thing on the new MacBook Pros plugs in via USB-C. I tried plugging that in there to see if it charged it. Unfortunately, it didn't provide the like 70 watts or whatever it is the MacBook Pro needs. But The MacBook Pro charges in through here really nicely, that, and I've just bought the Apple adapter for Europe as well, so I can do that. But yeah, this is an insanely good buy, and it was like ridiculously cheap compared to a lot of the competition, so very impressed with that. I will put a link in my description for that, and it will be an Amazon link that gives me like fractions of pennies for that company I love so much. Anyway, if you see my previous video on Amazon, you'll know that that was a joke.
Okay, airport time.
Told me a few weeks ago that the highlight of my journey somewhere was going to be a train, I would have like laughed at you. But seriously, this thing's really cool. I really love it. I'm standing here in case one zooms over the top of me. I hope it does. That'd be kind of neat. It's one of those surprising little things that, you know, you end up capturing a little bit of B-roll of, but it kind of comes to highlight. I love this little retro futuristic style of thing that you get in Europe a lot. I think like the Copenhagen rail thing sort of reminded me a bit of like Logan's Run. I don't know what this reminds me of. It's kind of like a vision of the future.
I love these little serendipitous moments with the camera. This guy just wandered into my shot. It was like he was posing there for a second. He gave me a little nod as he walked away. I think he knew he was getting on camera.
So as usual, when you need to get somewhere really quickly, like you spy something interesting. Just back here, there's a lady, like two ladies walking their hawks. I thought it was an eagle at first, but there were these spectacular birds. And they were just like walking them and flying them around. They know they're pets or something. The lady was very nice. She didn't speak much English though, but absolutely sensational. And just like those hawks, I really do have to fly. So I better get moving.
That was a really cool little trip. It's tough to take in a town when you're there for work and you are so busy and you've only got a few hours to spend and sort of to take it in. But I really want to go back, maybe get some recommendations for coffee before I do that, but it was cool. I liked it.
Düsseldorf station is absolutely intense. So I'm on my way to the airport, but I'm stopping off for some food and I'm going to try and like spend a little bit of time, maybe half an hour in Düsseldorf before it's flying back to London. So particularly when I'm visiting places I've already been, I tend to like to try somewhere new. But last time I was here, went to this cafe, had to look it up on my phone, go through my photos, try and figure out where it was. But it's a cafe in Düsseldorf called Velvet, which was absolutely insane. So don't have much time, don't have enough time to explore and check new stuff out today. So I'm on my way back there now. The food was like absolutely mental before. It was one of those things that was just, I wish I'd had more time to like have more meals there. And today, I'm gonna fulfill that promise to myself. Okay, now to find it. So Apple Maps says it's just up here, which if we know map apps when you need them the most, probably means it's like 10 minutes the other way. But I'm gonna check it out. Being a typical tourist and nearly getting run over. Here it is, I found it. I'm not doing a great job filmmaking there. I didn't capture any of that place, except that little shot of the inside there. And I didn't even manage to get the outside. This is what happens when you rush. But anyway, if you are in Düsseldorf, check out Velvet. I think it's called like Velvet Collective or something. It is like one of the nicest coffee shops. Like legit, it's proper one of those coffees you drink and you're like, oh shit, this tastes really good. It's not even like a, you know, decent coffee because I'm traveling and I need one. It's one of those ones I've made my way back there because it made such an impact. I just had a grilled cheese sandwich as well. I think I got to show the menu, so I can show you the menu of that. But yeah, absolutely astounding. Definitely check it out if you're in this town. Got to figure out my train, get to the airport. I'm actually doing all right for time. I think I'll have like half hour to chill before I start to board, which is nice. Have a Hauptbahnhof, jump on the DB, that's the Deutsche Bahn. How's that for last minute? That's my train.
Düsseldorf's a rad city. I really want to explore it more. It's just got a lot of character to it. There's something I really like about it. And I enjoyed Wuppertal too, but Düsseldorf just has this vibe, and it's the second time I've been there, and I really felt it, even though it was such a short little visit. Now, getting back to the gear, obviously I did use absolutely everything in my bag for that shoot. It was incredibly important. I had it all. But then when I was out vlogging, well...
That was exhausting. So anyway, gear. I shot most of that on this, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. As you could see when I was in the studio, I was using the A7 IV mostly as the main camera for that particular shoot. I did a couple of little bits of vloggy stuff with the A7 IV, and I really enjoyed using it after having used this for like the last year. There's just something about like when you point a camera somewhere and having it like stay where you pointed it is really, really useful. Don't get me wrong, I love all the tracking stuff this thing does, but yeah, it makes me want to kind of go back to shooting with like a full-size mirrorless camera again, or maybe something slightly smaller than the A7 IV. I don't know what that would be. I've been very inspired by a guy, Michael Nguyen Faber, who has been like vlogging with Leicas, and I'd love to give that a go. I just want a Leica, let's face it. But yeah, I want to explore other formats. I still think there's something about this sort of gimbal on a stick format that just... it's slightly annoying. There is something timeless about the rectangular camera that is like that, that's absolutely perfect. I think I talked about this in my old Osmo Pocket 3 video as well that I did. I can't remember. But anyway, look, using this is great. It got lots of good footage there, but gosh, darn it, I do enjoy mirrorless cameras. All right, look, I am like literally sitting in a pile of my own mess right now. That makes it sound like I've soiled myself. I haven't soiled myself. Just like, you know, camera gear mess and shoes and stuff like that. But yeah, I need to get this tidied up. All of the vloggy bits, I use this. Everything that was in this was more or less defunct. Not defunct, but like I didn't need it. Having a small portable camera that's just really easy to carry around was what was in my camera bag. For the vloggy stuff, this was almost a prop. And this was my camera bag with the DJI mic. I'm wearing that now. And the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and the little grips and battery things and cables that come with it. If you don't know what comes with it, it comes with a little battery grip that goes on the bottom there, gives you extra battery. There's a little tabletop tabletop tripod here as well, so you can have that all connected together and sitting on a table. I will show you footage of that. I've got a couple of like little extension lenses there I've also talked about in other videos too. Yeah, fun times, but I love my mirrorless. I think is the takeaway from this, and I'm going to be using it more and more and more. I'm probably investing in something slightly less weighty. Hope you enjoyed seeing me wallowing in my camera mess here. Take what's in my camera bag with a pinch of salt, because I think partly people are sponsored. They're showing you what they want you to see. And also people are just trying to make the best damn video all of the time. So they show you all the cool stuff they've got because it'll draw you into the video. Hopefully this was a bit of a dose of the reality of what it's like to film and the weird different things you need to carry. You might not even need a camera bag this big. Look, most days, this bag, when I take it out, the Peter McKinnon 25 litre, which I love, it's the greatest bag ever. It is so comfortable, it's ridiculous. I can carry so much weight in this thing and just not have it impact my back the same way other bags have in the past. I know halfway through there I was kind of saying my back hurt a little bit, but I was carrying the bag for like almost 8 hours and doing a lot of walking that day, and I don't think that's a standard day. You know, if you're hiking and you're my age, you've got to be careful. Anyway, if you'd like to see me do more travel-y type stuff, then let me know in the comments. I love traveling, and I've got a bit of it coming up. And I want to document some of this exciting stuff I do in the world that I work in when I can, when I'm not under NDA, because I frequently, unfortunately, work under NDA. And I don't want to break those, because I like the money that my clients pay me. And look, I enjoy a lot of the work I do too, which is cool. It's nice. I like making these videos for you too. I hope you appreciated it. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time, friend.